So what do y'all want to do today? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen, I gotta say. Thank you all for being here. This is a little overwhelming, but in a really good way. I'm so very grateful to be here and very excited about this new chapter in Jacksonville's history. I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be here with us as we kick off our transition efforts. Yes, and we begin this wonderful chapter in Jacksonville's history. I am so honored to have these folks right here. Could I have a better group? Standing alongside me as we usher in a new era of real and lasting change for Jacksonville. Our administration will be guided by the principle that every person should have a voice in City Hall and a seat at the table. Our culture will be an inclusive one where we encourage collaboration and bring in leaders from all walks of life who look like Jacksonville. Our administration will be guided by the principle that every person should have a voice in City Hall and a seat at the table. Transparency, accountability, and innovation will be at the center of all of our decisions as we build a bridge to the next generation and industries of the future. Mayor Curry and I met earlier this morning, and I want to thank him for working closely with me to ensure that the transition process has been smooth. He really has been absolutely wonderful. We had a great conversation this morning, and I thank him and his team very much. We both have a love for Jacksonville, and we want to see our city grow and succeed, and I believe that's going to happen. The Deegan administration transition is now underway. You should see the offices up there, guys. The offices, wow, incredible. We have, I feel like we have a whole wing up there to get started, and that was due to a lot of gracious help from the folks here, and I really appreciate it. Today, I am very, very excited to announce our transition team co-chairs. They are a brilliant group of leaders who collectively embody our guiding values. The culture we will strive to create, innovators, everyone, collaborators, problem solvers. They come from across the political spectrum. They work with relentless optimism to lift our city, to bring this beautiful mosaic that we call Jacksonville to its greatest good. They have deep community roots and long established records of service. Jacksonville knows them, trusts them, and respects them. I could not be more grateful to have them by my side as we prepare our administration. They have and will continue to serve as wise counsel for me going forward. So I'm going to begin today with someone who isn't here, but who probably doesn't need much of an introduction. Mayor John Delaney had, yes, please give him applause. He is a leader who truly needs no introduction in Jacksonville. He served as our mayor from 1995 to 2003, during which time he spearheaded the $2.5 billion Better Jacksonville plan, which gave the city new infrastructure, parks, and buildings. He also created the Preservation Project, a 100-square-mile park system, the largest of its kind for a city in the country. He currently serves as president of Flagler College in St. Augustine, and previously Mayor Delaney served as the University of North Florida president, Jacksonville General Counsel, and the chief assistant state attorney for Florida's 4th Circuit. John couldn't be with us today. As I said, he had a much earlier planned vacation, but his spirit is here and standing here ready to advise our transition. Next, Lakeisha Burton. Lakeisha is a woman of courage. She's a woman of conviction and a woman of character. She's currently serving as the crime and safety analyst for WJXT, Channel 4. She's a retired 24-year veteran police officer from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. She rose through the ranks to become the first woman to be the executive director of the Police Athletic League and the 4th African-American woman in JSO history to become an assistant chief. Beyond the badge, Lakeisha is widely known for boldly sharing her life story of resilience, tenacity, and determination to help empower other girls and women with hope for their futures. In honor of her twin sister, she founded Tisha's Hands, or Tesha. Is it Tesha? Tisha. Tisha's Hands, a 501c3 nonprofit that supports special needs students, underprivileged families, and caregivers who lost a child to senseless violence. Please welcome Lakeisha Burton.
Thank you, Mayor-elect. Good afternoon, everyone. So I have spent an entire my young adult life, serving and protecting our city. And I am very humbled to continue to serve our city alongside and with Mayor-elect Donna Deegan. I'm very humbled to stand up here with these giants in our city. Mayor-elect Donna Deegan, she possesses qualities that we need in a leader who's going to move our city forward collectively. I trust her. We can trust her. She is resilient. She has a strong moral compass. She's a servant leader. She's honest. And I'm proud that she's going to be our next mayor. So when you think about those qualities, who wouldn't follow a leader like that? So we talk about change. Change is difficult sometimes. And it's going to take some time. But I cannot think of a better person to be at the rim. We have an awesome opportunity here to have someone who sees from a different lens and have a different perspective and ideas of how we should be addressing healthcare, infrastructure, economy, and our public safety. I'm excited about what's yet to come for our city. Thank you, Mayor-elect.
Thank you so much, Lakeisha. So great to have you with me. Next, Kevin Gay. Kevin has a heart for people and service. He has put Jacksonville on the national stage because of his work leading the reentry and criminal justice reform movement. He founded Operation New Hope and led the organization as CEO from 1999 to 2022. Under his 23 years of stewardship, Operation New Hope helped more than 10,000 individuals impacted by the criminal justice system successfully reconnect to the workforce. 4 presidential administrations have sought out his expertise and model program. Kevin was named Ultimate CEO by the Jacksonville Business Journal and received the One Jacks Humanitarian Award, in addition to his many more state, national, and international awards for his work. Please welcome Kevin Gay.
Thank you, Mayor-elect Deegan. And it's an honor to be with you today. And as I look out into this incredible group, I see so many faces who I think share the same feelings that we all do today, that we love our great city, and we're at this incredible moment, this tipping point in our city. You know, my dad used to always have this expression that the worst thing that an individual or a company, organization could have is potential, and that tag of potential unrealized. And I think for so many of us, we've been so close for so long and pushing that rock up the hill. A lot of great battles with a lot of wonderful people here and a lot of the issues that Lakeisha brought up. But I know we've got a champion, and I know we've got a champion who believes in all of us. You know, I was thinking this morning that unlike what we see happening in America today with politics, some people want to focus on that 51% that they need to win an election. I know how competitive she is, and she's going to be working from day one to figure out how do I bring that other 48% into the mix. And the difference today, and I think why everybody's so excited, is that differential has been we haven't had everybody at the table. We need every hand lifting and every capacity to take us to the next level, and we have that kind of leadership with Donna, and I'm so excited about that. She's smart, she's self-aware, she knows what she doesn't know, she's so confident in herself, she doesn't mind people asking questions and challenging, and so I think we have a lot to look forward to, and I couldn't be more honored to be able to serve with a group of folks that we know are stakeholders that really believe in this community. But it's going to take all of you. And so we look forward to working with all of you. This is an incredible opportunity and time in our city. I was telling Donna a couple of days ago, I haven't felt this way since 30 years ago when Jacksonville landed a team and everybody was excited about the energy. We got that same energy with a bunch of new leaders we have on board now. So thank you, Donna, and I appreciate you asking me to be a part.
Thank you so much, Kevin. See, this was just also that I could have a bunch of people come up and say nice things about me, just so you know. Sheriff Nat Glover. He's another giant who has served Jacksonville for decades as a pioneer of leadership. He rose through the ranks of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and was elected as the first black sheriff elected in Florida since the Reconstruction era. In 2021, he was inducted into the Florida Law Enforcement Officers Hall of Fame. Sheriff Glover was a mayoral candidate and served as the president of Edward Waters College, Florida's first institution established for the education of African Americans. He is also a champion for children, having served on boards for the Newtown Success Zone, Tiger Academy, the Bridge of Northeast Florida, and Take Stock in Children. Please welcome my dear friend, Sheriff Nat Glover.
Thank you, Donna. Certainly a person who's made history in Jacksonville. Appreciate that. I guess by now you all know that I'm a little sensitive when there's a possibility of us appearing divided, right? Yes. Okay, all right. I am so proud of this city. We in Jacksonville could very well be the envy of the state of Florida when it comes to people working together as a whole. And we wanted to continue to be the example for this state. And we're talking about diversity from race, political party. We're talking about us being together. And I just feel from the bottom of my heart that we have elected a person who will continue that legacy. Donna Deegan, thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Next, we have David Miller. David is an entrepreneur and philanthropist who has done so much for Jacksonville. He is the co-founder and executive chairman of Brightway Insurance, one of the largest property and casualty insurance agencies in the country. David served as the Emerald Trail co-champion, worked with local leaders on Lift Jacks, and founded Our Jacks. He is a longtime supporter of the United Way of Northeast Florida and has served on a number of boards, including One Jacks, Leadership Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Chamber, the Jacksonville Civic Council, and the Jewish Community Alliance. When Jacksonville experienced a surge in hate speech, David launched the Together Strong Community Fund, the right thing at the right time, with a $1 million donation to combat anti-Semitism and bias. Please welcome David Miller.
Looking around the room, all of you packed in the atrium on all the different floors up here, we look at our new team. We're here talking about the co-chairs today, but when we look around this room and when I have conversations with our new mayor-elect, we realize this team is a Jacksonville team. And whether you're growing a successful, highly functioning business, organization, or even a city, you realize that your number one resource is always its people. And I think the focus that you've outlined for your administration around culture first, not something that we put on a flyer and post somewhere, but something we live. I'm really excited to be a part of that journey of building a future, of making sure Jacksonville continues to be the loving, welcoming, hopeful city that we all know it is. And when we think about potential, putting that in the rearview mirror and having it be Jacksonville, the city that has now overachieved. That's the kind of conversations we're going to have in the next few years. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. And last but certainly not least, gosh, I don't even know how to thank Darnell Smith for all the love. He is a leader in both business and in numerous organizations and initiatives throughout our community. He plays an active role in the health of Jacksonville as the North Florida Market President at Florida Blue. Darnell has served on boards of the Sulzbacher Center, Communities and Schools of Florida, the Florida Blue Foundation, Cathedral Arts Project, YMCA of Florida's First Coast, the Jacksonville Chamber. He was also on the Jacksonville Sheriff's Commission on Progress, works with Lift Jacks to eradicate poverty in Jacksonville's East Side, and is passionate about mentoring youth and about Jacksonville. Please welcome Darnell Smith.
I don't know if you guys recognize, but we spoke in alphabetical order. And of course, I did everything I could to do reverse alphabetical order after listening to these wonderful, wonderful speakers. Certainly speak about one of our greatest assets in our city. Of course, this is history. And as we stand before you today, you're watching us and looking at the people that reflect this wonderful leader. But I need you to know, as we look out here at you, we see where the real work gets done. We're looking right here on the mezzanine and on every floor, represented by the people who get up every morning to make Jacksonville work. I see our city council members, fabulous individuals who work hard to deliver. I see people who worked on her campaign. I see people who just love Donna because it's Donna. But I am telling you, we've done the hard work of getting her elected. But elected and being elected was not the goal. The real goal is to get Jacksonville beyond potential, to get it to world class, to allow it to be the very best it can be for everybody. She has a commitment to this city to make certain we're healthier, safer, more inclusive, more innovative, world-class destination where people come to thrive and work. And that is our work, and we can only do it if we work together. So we will forget no one. Every part of the city is a part of this initiative to make Jacksonville great. And then we're asking you, we're begging you, we're pleading with you to be a part of Team Duval, be a part of Team Donna, to be able to make certain that we deliver on this wonderful, wonderful, world-class city. Thank you, and we look forward to getting to work.
That's a pretty good start, right? Pretty good team right there. I want to thank all of them so much. I have for so many years counted on their wise counsel and advice on so many things because I know their hearts. I love to connect with people who have love in their hearts for others. And everybody standing behind me are people who, regardless of whatever else they have experienced or led through or whatever they've accomplished in their lives as leaders, it's always predicated on love. And that's the type of culture we want to develop in this city. That's the type of culture we will develop. I want to really thank everybody who's here. I want to thank our council people who took the time to be here. Really, really appreciate it. I'm so looking forward to working with you. I want to thank Joyce Morgan. I don't see any of the other electeds. If they're here, then please let me. Is Jimmy here also? Joyce, please stand up and wave. Joyce was just elected as our property appraiser. Oh, Jimmy Peluso back here, our new council person. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, I see Matt Carlucci. Matt has been, I mean, beyond a brother to me through all this. I can't even begin to tell you, Matt, how much I appreciate you. If I start trying to name everybody in this room who has been helpful to me, we will be here all day. So just know that I love you all and appreciate you all so much, and I so look forward to the city that we're going to continue to build together. I'm going to take a few moments to answer any questions that you have from the media. What is happening? I'm going to take a few questions to answer any questions that you have. We're not going to stay forever, but we'll spend a few minutes doing that if you want to, and then if any of these guys want to, or ladies, would like to speak, would love to give them that opportunity as well to any of you. So does anybody have questions?
Right here.
Yes.
So is this okay? Regarding the Florida-Georgia contract, how is this deal, it's okay, how is this deal different from the previous negotiations, and what, if anything, did we have to give up in order to get this deal? Does the city of Jacksonville have to pay more? Do we have to make more in concessions? Anything like that?
Well, from the conversations that I've had so far, all of that is moving very well. I'm very, very hopeful that we are going to have Florida, Georgia here for many, many years to come, and those negotiations are ongoing. But I know that we have a new agreement to have them here for the next couple of years, so we'll go from there. But I feel very confident that we're going to be keeping Florida, Georgia.
Are there any changes in the contract, again, monetary changes that we have to meet in order to make this happen?
We'll have to look at that.
And then how does this play into the renovations when it comes to the JAGs?
I'll talk more about the renovations with the JAGs later.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about that today. There's a lot of new information there, but it's too much to go into in a press conference right now.
Mayor-elect Deegan, thank you so much for doing this and being here. My question is about crime. So we know based on the UNF poll that a majority of people who live in Jacksonville, that they think that that is the biggest issue facing the city. And it looks like the team you've assembled here, you have people who, at least two people who are more than ready to address that issue. How do you think that's going to shape how your administration addresses crime? And then what are those conversations looking like right now between you all?
Well, as I suggested to you during the campaign, we are going to take immediate steps to reassemble some version of the Jacksonville journey. And for those of you who are not familiar with that, and I think there is broad bipartisan support for that. It was a very successful program that was created, I believe, under Mayor Payton, that combined a lot of different initiatives that we can do together to try to bring down those violent crime numbers. It was extraordinarily successful when you combine things like literacy and food deserts and other issues that we have in our community. We have some new issues we're going to add in there. That I think will help us to do what we can do from the city side. And of course, we'll continue to work with Sheriff Waters, who I know has the very same goal that I do of the safest city in the country. So I will tell you that as somebody who comes from the media world, some of the reason that people put crime as number one on their list is because you all lead the news with it every night. 84% of people in surveys say that they feel safe in their neighborhoods. So I want to commend our police officers in Jacksonville for the job they do. I think that most people feel safe in their communities. We have to continue to do better when it comes to our murder rate and our violent crime, and we will. But let's make sure that we don't make the mistake of saying because people list that as their top priority, that it is one of those things that is the only priority. I think 53% listed crime as their priority, which means that there were a whole bunch of people that listed other things. So crime is going to be a very, very important thing to deal with. We'll use every lever, every tool in the book to deal with it. But I think a lot of that comes down to building better relationships. And we're going to do that. When I had a talk with the sheriff the other day, we met for a long time. We talked about relationships, education, transparency, and accountability. And those are the ways forward.
Mayor-elect Deegan, I had a question about the transition team. So you've got your 6 co-chairs.
Yes.
Are they going to be tasked with each leading separate subcommittees? And is there somebody who's going to be tasked with running point on staffing and personnel and making those initial hiring decisions to fill out your administration?
We're going to have a whole lot more information on the transition for you in the coming week. We have a whole structure that we'll roll out. We'll let you know who's going to be leading each part of the committee. It will be very heavily weighted toward the pillars of my campaign. Infrastructure, health, and economy. Those are going to be very, very important points of focus for me. But we'll have all of that ready to roll out to you hopefully in the next week or 2.
So the 6 co-chairs then will be running the over the whole transition.
The co-chairs will be as involved as they would like to be in every aspect of this transition.
Hi there, I want to go back to crime. I know last night Sheriff T.K. Waters signaled that there will be a town hall on the 19th where he's going to unveil plans to bring more officers on. If that means a budget increase, are you prepared to increase that budget? And then do you believe more officers on the streets would help Jacksonville?
I said during the campaign that I believe that we do need more officers on the streets. If you look at the data of how many people we have in this city and how many officers we have in this city, we need more police officers. And we're in the process now of doing a deep dive on the budget. Obviously, as you know, we've got a budget that's due in just a matter of weeks, and we'll get to all of that. But at the end of the day, yes, we do need more police officers, and that will be part of the plan.
Speaking of the budget, so it looks like there's going to be another big year for revenue, $100 million plus more in property taxes, and sales tax revenue should be going up as well. So have you looked at whether you might want to do a millage rate cut as part of your budget? And what are your highest priorities going to be in terms of using any year-over-year gains in revenue when you put your budget together?
Well, as I've said before, David, Jacksonville has, if not the lowest millage rate in the state, one of the lowest millage rates in the state. We have to decide at some point what kind of city we want. And I think I am comfortable with where the millage rate is now. I don't see any reason to raise it. As I've said during the campaign, we are going to very aggressively go after a lot of grant money that we leave on the table for all sorts of things. But we have a lot of big rocks that are coming up for this administration pretty quickly. So we'll be dealing with all that. But I'm not at this point planning any changes to the millage rate. Okay, are we good? One more? Okay, we'll take one more, and then if anybody has any questions individually, I'm happy to do that later.
Development became a key priority during the campaign, specifically around permitting. Have you begun discussions about how permitting might change in the future?
We are absolutely immediately in those discussions. That was one of the first things that was on our list of things to address. We are going to make sure that permitting process is better, is less bloated, and easier for businesses to navigate, because one of the top priorities of this administration will be to make Jacksonville the small business leader of the Southeast. Okay, thank you everybody so much. Appreciate your time.